I love talking about this topic, codependency, and about healing codependency, because codependent relationships can cause so much strain and so much of stress. I find that to be extremely draining to the soul. I find that to be like so invalidating for the inner child. And I've been in a codependent relationship myself, so I have taken upon my mission, naturally, as you know, in relationships, to help people find a more healing, more loved version of themselves. And codependency is one of the biggest ways of self-sabotage. It's one of the biggest ways of us promoting our own wounded mechanisms and not being able to actually get the love that we deserve. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to the desert to look for water. And every time I go to the desert, I'm disappointed that I don't have water, but I keep going back to the desert. So it's like creating and recreating that pattern of looking for love where it's not available. Here's the difference between codependent relationships and regular relationships, or relationships with other dysfunctional patterns. In a codependent relationship, you tend to have two people who will use each other. That's why it's called codependency. It's a dependency on the other. It's a dependent on the other person in this space. So you tend to have two people who use each other to bring out, in essence, the worst parts of each other, to bring out, in essence, the over dependency on one person's end. You may have something like even narcissism that's very strongly exhibited, and on the other end, you'll have someone who's completely submissive, who ignores red flags. On one end, you have someone who trusts way too much, who, like I said, ignores red flags, trusts way too much, ignores, unhealthy behaviors. And this other person will be someone who abuses trust a lot of the time. So you need both of those to keep bringing out their wounded mechanisms, which is why codependent relationships can also be the hardest to break, because it can be two people who are so caught up in this rat race, so caught up in this trap of like using each other and bringing out these projected wounds, that they don't actually realize, where is the healing required for myself. In other relationships, where maybe you'll have one partner who tends to be like, let's say overly anxious, and you have a partner who's kind of like feels or creates more security, it's easier for them to talk about it, for them to talk about healing, for them to discover where they can improve in their relationship. But the problem with codependent relationships is both of them are so strongly stuck in their wounded identities that they don't recognize, or they can't see, okay, where can we actually look to improve. They're both constantly just triggering each other and bringing out the worst in each other. So very anxious and very avoidant partners, they make very strong codependent relationships, because, for example, one overuses boundaries, and one, as a way to keep away from intimacy, and one of them ignores all their boundaries as a way to like keep trying to get back into the relationship, or trying to get back to the person. One partner will be someone who is addicted to the relationship, someone who's like constantly focusing on the other partner, or like hyper focusing on their relationship. And this other partner, someone who's trying to like keep pushing away, trying to avoid it, trying to like focus on something else, trying to move away from love and intimacy, connection, etc., but therefore constantly triggering or threatening this person with abandonment. So one person will want to commit too much, one person will run away from it. So codependency is a really difficult and challenging situation, because more than most relationships that I've dealt with. So when I deal with people who exhibit codependent tendencies, it, for me, is harder to take them backwards, because they don't even see the difficult tendencies in their partners. They just see that they're unhappy, but they don't even realize how it's coming in. So with codependent partners, I tend to have to break it down to say, like, why are you so addicted to your partner's behavior? Why are you so addicted to their actions, their reactions? Why do you feel or need that kind of person to make you feel safe? Because a person can only be overcompensating in love when they feel like the other person completely doesn't bring love to the table, right? Because otherwise, like, if they were bringing so much love to the table, what's the need for me to overcompensate? So I only hyper focus on my relationship when I'm feeling like I have a partner who's in the relationship who's, doesn't really want to be there, or is threatening to, to avoid or escape this space. And let me tell you one thing. Like I said, I have been in a codependent relationship. And if you are someone who's hurting from that, and you find yourself being strained or drained by the emotional dysfunctionality of a codependent relationship, there is fucking healing. Healing exists for you. But in most cases in codependent relationships, healing is very difficult to find in the relationship, as I said, because both of them are attacking each other. So you need to take the responsibility to do the healing yourself, which then allows you to slowly break down the mechanism. So anyway, I cannot give you too much information on this right now in this live, because I'm going to be teaching an entire live tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You have to check what time that is in your time zone. And I'm going to be teaching it on my membership call. And I'm going to be teaching tools, tips, how to observe or look for codependent behaviors. I'm going to be teaching how to like use practical tools to be able to try and stay away from them. I'm going to be talking about what some very obvious mechanisms are in codependent relationships, like what some really strong, like, patterns are that you can see in your partner, how you can identify red flags, etc., etc. And to be able to join this live call tonight, you can just click this link. I'm going to put it in here. Hold on, community.com. Yes, so click on this link right now. That's in the comments, and you can join and access this call that I'm teaching tonight if you join the membership group. So you can join the membership group right now for just $1. So you can join for like, a couple of weeks, watch the calls, etc. But the reason why we have it as $1 is because we know the membership group is so fucking amazing. We have hundreds of people who are in that group, so you can join that membership group right now, attend that live call tonight, and you can also watch the recordings of this live call or any of the live calls that I've taken behind on attachment styles, body mind healing, masculine, feminine. All of those live calls are in the database, which if you click on this to join the membership community, you can absolutely access anything. So just to let you know, I can't give you any more information, otherwise my team's gonna shoot me, because I'm supposed to be also bringing people to our membership and teaching about the membership, because that's where we have the real value. So I would love if you could join this call tonight, where I'm going to be talking about codependent relationships. To do this, join my community call tonight. That's what I'm going to be teaching people about. I'm going to be taking them through these codependent patterns, how to heal, some examples that they may not be able to realize of codependent relationships, and ultimately show them how to find true love and connection for themselves. So hope to see you tonight. Love you all. And I guess I'll see you tonight. Bring a book and a pen, because there's going to be a shit ton of information. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Adios. Hey, and welcome to the Inner Yats YouTube page. If you like our content, make sure you click the like and the subscribe button so that you get more of these amazing videos that keep coming your way.